duck down. You want to duck, just go over and get under the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Well, hello, everybody. What's cooking? This is the reunion show of the Thursday Thick of It. I am back with our delightful and very handsome, if I might say so, co-host. Gunny is back. I thought Dom C was back this week. I thought we were going to have the whole 2024 crew, but alas, not to be. I guess he's still on the boat. So it's Gunny and I, but it's nice to see you, Gunny. How you doing, my friend?
GreenBean, it's been a minute, man. I missed you, bro. I missed you. I feel like, it's like a little vacation away from the vacation, but now we're back. Happy to be here, man. You're looking good. I'm looking good. We're excited to talk about some Jets football. It's great to be back. Great to see you again.
Well, it's great to see you as well. And look, man, it's nice too because we're coming back and Jets football is back. So not only like talking about, what's going to happen in training when training camp starts or when the preseason starts, we got a game under our belts. We have a game this weekend. We had a joint practice today with lots of fights and some crazy stuff that we'll talk about. We have trade requests. We have all kinds. So like we're in it. Like we're jumping back in, and it's already in the thick of it, the Thursday thick of it. So it's kind of fun just to jump in instead of not have to create a bunch of bullshit stories that we like to do. You know what I mean? It's nice.
Yeah. We actually have real stuff to talk about, right? Like we've gotten away from that part of the off season where we're reaching and plucking at dry storylines just to go ahead and be in front of the audience, provide quality content. We've got freaking topics to talk about. So it's exciting. A lot to talk about this week. You know what I'm saying? Haason Reddick, man. I said it best. We couldn't go through an entire off season without having a SOJ moment. You know what I'm saying? It had to happen. There was no way we weren't going to go through the entire offseason with all positives. A negative had to occur. And you know what? I'd rather this than some of the other catastrophes we've dealt with over the last couple of years. But alas, we'll be talking about that tonight as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I said it the other day on the Talking Jets panel. I said, I'm kind of glad the Reddick thing's happening because it's my comfort zone. I mean, what would this be if it's just all positive,
Exactly.
Like I need a little bit. I need a little bit of negativity or some, just some frustration. It's nice. It's warm.
Got to balance this out. Got to balance this out.
So one of the things I'll tell you, Gunny, is since we've been together, we have a sponsor for the Thursday Thick of It. I'll start the show with telling everybody about our sponsor. So we now have for the entirety of the season, BetUS is sponsoring the Thursday Thick of It. BetUS is America's favorite sports book, Gunny. I don't know if you know that, but it's the number one. It's America's favorite sports book. And the great thing is we have the link right in the top of the description of this video. You can click that link and get a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. So when if you want to dip your toes, you want to play around in the preseason, look at the lines, maybe make some prop bets, see how many, hey, well, how's Aaron Rodgers going to do? What's the over under in the Panthers game? You can do that. You get 125% bonus on top of what you were thinking of playing around with. So BetUS is offering that. I'll show you guys the site a little bit. This is what it looks like. One of the things here, so you see right here, the 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You go to the NFL, you go to football right here. Now let's look at week 1, Gunny. Let's do this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at week 1. Now the Jets are at the bottom. You know why, right? Because we're Monday Night Football. The football gods, if you will, the schedule makers, decided, let's do it again. Last year worked out so well for the Jets Monday night.
One more time.
Let's do it again. Let's see if we can get Aaron Rodgers to actually play the game. So you go ahead, you take a look at this, everybody. You see the point spread, you see the money line. The over-under is 44.5. So you can go ahead and start to think about what it is that you feel is going to happen and use BetUS to have a little bit more fun than just watching the game alone. Again, all you have to do is click the link in the description of the video, everybody. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. And we thank BetUS for sponsoring the Thursday Thick of It for the 2024 season. I am excited to have them aboard. And Gunny, I'm even going to have, you know what I'm going to do this year? So I have an account with them, and I'm going to be doing I like to bet on weird stuff. I like to bet on how many touchdowns and the prop bets, those kind of things. That's, I get nervous. I don't like to bet on games, but I don't bet anyway, but it's going to be fun this year. So anyway.
Yeah, I too use BetUS. It has become my go-to sports book. So I made some pretty good money last year. I can't pretend to lie about that. And I'm already made a couple of bets for this year. I took the Jets to go ahead and make the Super Bowl. I think the odds at the time were like plus 1,300 or something like that. I put $100 down. Why not, right? Because if it pans out, oh man, talk about a home run. So I bet US makes it very, very easy. And it's kind of cool because like they somehow found a way or figured out a way to go ahead and make it to where everybody in the US can bet no matter where you're freaking located at. So love me some BetUS. Glad they're the sponsor of the show tonight. Glad they're the sponsor.
Yeah. Yep. And they'll be with us all season, man. So it's going to be a fun season too. Now we had a good time. We did our first live stream, our live reaction and watch party for the Jets Commanders game. And I'll tell you, at first it was tough going, Gunny, because I'm in the Washington market, right?
Oh,
and they blacked it out here. So I have YouTube TV, I have NFL Plus, I have all the stuff, and it was blacked out everywhere.
Couldn't see it.
Yeah, so it took a while, and I ended up having to watch it on one of these other streaming sites or whatever. But we got it on Paramount, but it was like literally 2 whole minutes behind, which is very aggravating in a stream setting. But man, the game was pretty good. Now we had a practice today. We'll get to the practice. Excuse me. I'll show you guys some clips from practice. PD Pob was there and some other guys. So we have some clips from practice that we'll show you guys and we'll talk about. But I'll get real quick, Gunny. I haven't talked to you about the Commanders game. If you had to pick one thing that stood out to you, let's start with that. What's the thing that stood out to you most on the positive side of things, if we can go that way first?
We're probably going to have the number 1 running back room in all of football this season.
Yeah.
I
my
really,
kind of football, Gunny.
100%. You know what I'm saying? As GreenBean has told you, if you get 4 yards every time, boom, you'll make your way down the field. And I believe we have the dogs to actually do that. Braylon Allen has been, I think, a pleasant surprise. I think we all kind of knew the kind of running back he was coming out of Wisconsin, the big bruiser that's got a little bit of burst. But to see the kid block, to see the kid run routes, to see the kid catch the ball, like I got more excited watching him pretty much blocking than I did watching him run for 9.5 yards per clip. The way he's able to pick up the blitz, the high IQ kid, he's 20 years old. He's 20 freaking years old, and he's RB2 to the New York Jets. I realized that on 25 other teams, I really believe Braylon Allen would literally be RB1, and he's RB2 for the New York Jets. So love that. Isaiah Davis with the freaking nice catch, you know what I'm saying, with the big gain. Again, another guy who's a willing blocker for me. And I know there was a lot of good to be excited about, from the QB3, QB4 to the offensive line. But for me, the running back room, I felt a warm and fuzzy that I didn't think I would feel watching these guys. But I did. I really love what I saw from our running back room.
Dude, I'll tell you what, that I'm so glad that you started with that, because that to me was the number one thing. Now we have lots of good things to talk about that stood out. Yeah. But way up top, dude, Braylon Allen, he could be very easily, like, listen to this, 5 years ago, if we just drafted Braylon Allen and he was going to fight for RB1, we would be excited about this.
100%. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now having Breece Hall already here, who I believe is going to emerge as one of, if not the premier running back in the NFL. Behind him, a guy that could very easily be a solid starter. And then in Isaiah Davis, who I believe is a quality backup. Both of them showed pass blocking prowess. Both of them showed an ability to be an outlet in the passing game. Both of them. And they were, their running ability, plus Isaiah Davis returning kicks. Like, this is crazy. And then you add, don't forget, Malachi Corley. We added an attitude to this offense, this tough
physicality. We added physicality.
Right, physicality. Yeah. And it's my kind of football. Gunny brought it up. 4 yards of play wins the game. That's all you need. Now, again, that's not all I ever want to see. It's not what I'm saying. You want to see 15-yard passes. You want to see 40-yard bombs down the field. That's all great. But 4 yards of play wins the game. If you have a stable like Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, you're going to get it. And you saw the one play, Isaiah Davis, he ran around the left side. He was tripped. He slipped and bumbled, and he got 7. It's like,
but you see Frankie, the one on Isaiah Davis when he slipped with the hole where they parted the Red Sea type of a hole. If he had not slipped, there was another 10 to 15 there waiting for him.
Yep,
man,
amazing.
It's a good time to be a Jets fan. You know what's crazy? I know we talked about just the one, Brandon, I think the running back room definitively number 1. But if there was a close 1B to this whole thing, is Olu Fashanu proving to everybody that he was the right pick. He wasn't just a smart pick. He was the right pick. There was no other situation or scenario where he wasn't the guy. What we've seen him do so far in camp, what we saw him do against Washington, moving grown men around like they were toddlers. Again, lots of good to talk about, but I just had to bring up Fashanu because he was such an impact on the offensive line in the preseason game 1.
Hell yeah. Now, look, Olu showed a little bit. He needs some work in the run game, right? He was spotty in his run blocking. As a matter of fact, 2 of the plays that were run to his side, the guy that made the tackle was his guy. We knew that coming in. Like, this guy is pass blocker 1 in the draft. And he needs some work on his run blocking. But that doesn't mean he sucks. Just means that that's the part of his game he needs
some refinement. Needs some refinement.
And we saw some of that. But here's the golden lining, not the silver lining, the golden lining.
Golden lining.
Is that he doesn't even start. So he has the time.
Part.
And this is why, everybody, this is why it's so important. Like when we were talking about the draft, this is why, drafting guys and having them start, it's good. It happens. You do it. It's fine. But when they get the moment in time to be the backup, to work on their craft, I am a firm believer that that's a better path than just taking a kid. He's right out of college. You draft him high. There's all expectations. You throw him to the wolves, sink or swim. And we're not a good bunch of people to sink a little bit in front of. We're like, you fucking bum, blah, blah, blah. We should have taken Bowers. All that stuff. You know how it happens.
Yep.
So it's so cool that, however long Tyron Smith plays. I mean, I'm hoping he plays all year, of course.
100%.
But however long that is, if it should be 1 week before Olu Fashanu has to come in and play a game, it's still it's 1 more week of not having to be the starter. So I just think it's a great scenario. Let me ask you this. What'd you think of Leonard Taylor III, the defensive tackle?
Listen,
undrafted free agent, Gunny.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I know I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but Leonard Taylor, to me, for everybody that's been freaking out about certain individuals not being at One Jets Drive and then wanting to request trades and stuff like that, I keep wanting to remind people that there was a guy that we were all hoping the Jets would keep in the name of JFM, who was a guy who was just a jag before this freaking coaching staff got a hold of him. And I think Taylor can be literally 2.0 version of JFM. Like, he's more athletic. I think he's stronger. I think his pedigree is significantly higher. What we saw in preseason game 1 was a man that could bully offensive linemen, and he's going to make this roster. He's going to make this roster. So anybody who was concerned about the JFM departure, I was one of those individuals. But trust me, I think we've got his replacement in-house already, and I believe his name is freaking Taylor. That dude was impressive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like we have so few spots open, right? Like on the defensive line that, you know, you gotta really show something to make it, you know, on this defensive line. But here's the thing. He is the type of guy. I mean, look, he could completely fizzle out, and we don't know. Maybe next week we're singing a different tune. But if he just maintains, just play like you play, kid. Play like you play. He's gonna make it impossible to cut him. Like he has an outside chance. He's an undrafted free agent. You know, you have guys in here. Tanzel Smart's been here a bunch of years, got a very high motor. The team loves him. So you got to show something. If he continues to play, like, you cannot expose a guy like that to waivers. You can't. Not everybody has the depth on the D line that the New York Jets have. So somebody's going to grab that guy. So you just can't. Where Tanzel Smart, you've exposed him to waivers numerous times. He's gonna be safe. So that's what you got to do. And I would love to see guys like him and maybe an Eric Watts or a Braden McGregor also make the squad. That's really what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that a couple of these undrafted free agent defensive linemen kind of pop through and make it so we just can't cut them. They're showing too much. We cannot cut them, and they make the team and they become a small part of the rotation, because that's exciting. The most exciting thing that you can have is when your second, third string guys are young, developing guys. Like, that's what you want. So there's purpose in the time that they're putting in here, instead of just some old fogey that's filling a spot like the Jets have done for far too long. Look at this. E-Boogie checking in. Agrees with you on Olu. 20-0. Let's effing go, boys. I'll tell you, E-Boogie is the 20-0 train conductor. Okay. He is on that train. He's not only on the train, he's leading the train. He's driving the train. And I love it. Dude, every time I see E-Boogie, which I was with him on Wednesday night, we watched One Jets Drive in the Beanbagger Discord together. And E-Boogie just right there, 20-0. He's right. Now, I'm with you. I'm right there with you, E-Boogie. I think the Jets are going to make some serious noise this year. Jonathan Francois checking in. Thank you, Jonathan. Says, I just want health. Everything else is gravy. Well, indeed. And you see it, man. Like, look, we'll use this to segue for a brief moment. You saw that the Bills lost Matt Milano today. Now, let me tell you what, dude, not only did they lose numerous, like mainstays on their team, both offensive and defensively over the past 2 years, but Matt Milano is the soul of that defense.
Of their defense, 100%.
You know, what do you think of that? So torn bicep, I think it was. He's going to be out. They said maybe December.
In all actuality, I feel for it's again, as a Jets fan, we can all relate to this. We've been there. We've watched, key players on our roster go down. The injury thing sucks. And if you're a football fan, you hate to see it. You really hate to see it. That sucks, because right now you're talking about a Bills team who's had so much turnover on the defensive side of the football and the offensive side of the football. I have been on the record as saying that I don't think that this year, if you have a healthy AFC East, that they would have even been the guys that I'm worried about. I worry more about the Dolphins, but I digress. Now you add this injury to their defense, and you're asking for a lot of young individuals, unproven individuals, to do a lot against a very talented AFC East, minus the Patriots, a very talented AFC East. That's going to be a problem. Their first freaking 5 games of the season is going to be a nightmare. You're implementing new offensive schematics without having a true number 1 wide receiver. The Bills, to me right now, I mean, I thought they were going to be a 9 to 10 win team. I'm not going to lie to you. When I saw this news today, I was just like, defensively speaking, I see yet another step backwards when you lose a guy like that. Your all-pro linebacker is gone. Yeah, it's devastating, man. I'm not going to say I feel for Bills fans, even though my uncle, I don't feel for them. hey, it's football. Figure it out, right? Next man up. We've heard this nonstop as Jets fans.
Nobody felt for us.
Nobody felt. Nobody cared.
They laughed.
Nobody cared. They laughed. Everybody had jokes. So for me, it sucks. It really sucks. But that's going to be a big hit. I think if they did have a chance of being in that mix towards the end of being the AFC East champions or whatever, I think this further takes a step backwards in that happening. And it kind of separates the gap between us and the Dolphins and the Bills that much more, because I think now you're looking at the Dolphins offense being a nightmare for them. The Jets have a well-rounded roster. That'd be a nightmare. I mean, we could beat them with Zach Wilson. I think we're going to be okay with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. I think the Bills are going to go ahead and be in for a down year. And that injury today, I think really kind of solidified it for him.
Yeah, it's a big hit, dude. It's a big hit. They still got Josh Allen. They drafted Coleman, who I think he kind of fell out of a lot of people's graces in the draft. He slipped. At one point he was in the conversation for, wide receiver 2 or 3 in the draft, and he slipped. But I still think he's going to be an effective receiver in the NFL. So they're not devoid of talent, but they lost a lot. And Matt Milano on defense, again, man, it's a big one. It's not just the play. It's the energy, it's the leadership. It's what he brings, that violence. That said, just like you uttered a moment ago, I could give 2 shits about the feelings of Bills fans. I never root for injuries, and I mean that sincerely. Never.
I never will. Yeah,
never will.
Like I said,
I also don't cry over them.
No, I can feel how they're feeling right now. The devastation, the frustration. I can feel for that. But hey, fuck them. Wait, it's the NFL.
That's right.
You got to deal with it just like we had to deal with it.
That's right, man. Sodak checking in. Thanks, buddy. He says, GreenBean, good to hear you on a channel where you're not silenced by the establishment.
What was that about? I saw that too. I'm with Sodak on this one. They put you on freeze, and I was like, he's making all the sense in the world. Why are we freezing them?
And it's a funny thing. In this day and age, right? It's like you either are or you aren't. It's like it's like everything's extreme, right? So there's very little middle ground.
There's no common ground, yeah.
And I'm very much a middle ground kind of guy. I have my opinions, of course, and I have my places that I'm very firm. But overall, I'm like, all right, well, I can see your point. Like I'm in the middle a lot. But this idea that losing John Franklin Myers is a bigger deal than it is, I don't see it. Now, O'Leary pointed out that he got 50 pressures, which he did. 35 of which were hurries, which just means that he was, the quarterback left the pocket or something. Hurries is the least of all the quarterback pass rush stats and I'm so sick. I just want to tell everybody this. I'm so sick of talking about pressures and hurries and all that. I want tackles behind the line. I want sacks. I want quarterback hits. Like those are the things that matter. Not that it's bad, right? But things like stops, like when a defensive lineman plugs the so the running back's supposed to run through the A gap, but he can't because the defensive lineman stuffed it, and he bounces it out and he runs around the end. And then CJ Mosley gets a tackle and the defensive lineman gets nothing. You know what I mean? But it was because of him. That's a stop, right? So I don't like PFF very much, but I do like that they keep track of that.
Of all that, yeah.
John Franklin Myers' stops are on the lower side. Now, we talk about like his replacement being Michael Clemens. Most Jets fans are like anti-Michael Clemens. I don't get it. The guy played 20-something% of the snaps last year. Like, we asked him to gain 20 pounds. Like he's never going to be Bryce Huff or, he's never going to be that, but he can't, the idea that he can't give you JFM production to me is, I don't know. It just surprises me. So I'll pull up this.
So while you're doing that, I'll say this. I'm not plugging Clemens in to replace anybody on our starting defensive line. Again, not that I don't like Clemens, but I've seen a lot more bark than bite when it comes to him. I need to go ahead and see it first. But to me, Clemens is after freaking McKinley. He's freaking after freaking not Watts, Taylor. Like he's freaking after freaking Solomon Thomas. He's freaking after Crap. Dude, we just brought in from the 49ers. I don't know why I keep having a brain fart. Came from the 49ers. Why am I having a brain fart?
Who, Solly? Oh, no, Kinlaw.
Kinlaw, thank you.
Yeah.
After Kinlaw. Like, people keep talking about Clemens to replace JFM, but they keep forgetting about all of these new additions that we've just added in terms of your Kinlaws, in case of your freaking McKinleys. Like, what JFM was just another guy before he became a New York Jet. And for the first 2 years, he was just another guy as a New York Jet. Like, great work ethic. Not gonna lie about that. Great personality.
And that's the thing. Like, I like him fine. He's a solid ball player. Yep. He's not a liability. But come on, you know what I mean? Like, are we really gonna? Are we? He's not
going to be plus or minus, games lost or won because he's not a New York Jet.
Correct. So let me show you. I won't show you the whole clip because it's a couple minutes long, but I'll get to the tail end of it here. Let's see. Can you make sure? Can you hear the sound, Gunny? That I didn't want to lose.
Yep.
Okay,
I heard.
There you go. JFM, like Quentin Jefferson, liked Sheldon Rankins. Perfectly fine with those kinds of guys leaving. They're good players. They're easily replaceable. I think JFM's play on the field is not all that difficult to replicate. I'm not too worried about it. He's not any needle mover for me one way or the other. Huff is the guy that I would focus on. JFM moving, good. Who cares? Bring in Eric Watson and let's go. I don't give a shit.
That's crazy. That
You're
is
crazy.
Crazier things you've ever said on this show.
JFM is a jag.
That's insane. Come on. You don't even believe that, GreenBean.
I do believe that.
Oh,
I mean, what is that? I can't have a fucking opinion on this show. That is bullshit.
Hey, listen, I love Matt. I love Ryan, man.
Yeah,
two of the goats of content creation.
Yeah.
I stand with GreenBean on this one. JFM is a jag. I'm sorry. I didn't want us to lose him. I wasn't rooting against him being a Jet, but I'm 100% into the belief that Kinlaw, that freaking Watts, McKinley, freaking any of these guys we brought in are going to be able to outproduce what he brought to the table because their athletic profiles are significantly higher than freaking JFM. I don't understand even with Huff, right? Love Huff. But I realized last night, or Tuesday night, that the majority of Huff's production last year, I got him the 10 freaking sacks, was against freaking second or third string offensive linemen or broken plays. 7 of them, of those sacks, were pretty much misassignments or against freaking the backup freaking linemen. Not saying it's a bad thing. Sacks are sacks. But this is why I also look at individuals on our roster right now, like a Will McDonald, who got 3 sacks in his first freaking season as a New York Jet with 16% of the snap count, that he can potentially go ahead and get us to that 8 to 10 realm. I'm not saying we don't need Haason Reddick. Let me rephrase that. I'm not saying that Haason Reddick isn't going to make the Jets defense better. I believe he's going to make the Jets defense better. But this woe is me aspect that, like, oh my God, we're going to fall off of a cliff because he's not here. I don't get it. I can't get behind it. And anyone who's sitting there saying, like, the one thing this coaching staff has taught us is that they know defense. And if you can go from the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL to a top 3 unit in a 1-year period, that lets me believe you're pretty good at this particular aspect of the game. If this was an offensive player, I'd freak out. But defensively speaking, this woe is me mentality is I'm shocked by it. I'm really shocked by it in all actuality.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, too, is that he's going to play anyway. Like, he's going to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be blown away. And it's like I've kind of stood on this, and I'm opening myself up to be wrong. But I'm so confident that he would be a complete fool to start losing week 1 game check, week 2 game check. Like, it's foolish because the longer he stays out, if he stays out the whole season, all these other fines, they become out of pocket. That's past money that you earned. 100%. And it's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, it's a $15 million or $14.5 million contract. Like, so, I mean, I get it. Okay, you're doing what you do. Whatever. I could agree or disagree, whatever. But he told us in his initial press conference, look, I'm going to let my agent and Joe Douglas work it out. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to give you guys all, everything I want. And I don't really put much stock in press conferences. Like, they know how, like I said it the other night, like, it's coach speak, it's player speak. They know how to say the right thing. That's all well and good. But if you did that, if you just showed up, and even like, the new thing, it's called a hold in. They sit on the side, they ride a bike, they fucking knit.
Like Judon did. Judon did with the freaking Patriots. He was there, but he wasn't putting on the pads.
You at least show up. You say, okay, I'm going to come. I'll run laps. I'll do this stuff. I'll stay in shape, in front of you, though. You do that, and it's like a token. It's a good graces thing. And then, then we work on your contract. But you're saying, I'm not even going to show up. Like, dude, we just traded for you. It's a bad look. So, again, I don't know who's right. I don't know who said what in the back door and everything. But you got a contract. The Jets own your rights for 2 years. We traded away a draft pick for you. Just get the fuck in here. And if he's not going to do it, then he's a fool. But I just don't think anybody's that stupid. Like, even an agent, like, they're going to lose that money too. Yep. It's like, okay, it's time to show up, man. We lost the battle. We lost the battle. Play your ass off, and that'll give us, ammunition to fight for it next year or whatever it might be. The Jets want to keep you mid-season. Right. You got 8 sacks by week 8, something like that. Then we can negotiate, But yeah, so I don't know. I think he's going to be here anyway. But
no, 100%.
Yeah,
I just to touch on that real quick. But there's no way, right? The guy's already lost. I think it's 1.5 million. It'll be closer to 2 once he misses this preseason game. And again, this is money he cannot get back. There's no freaking like, hey, we'll waive the. No, you're going to pay that no matter what. Can the Jets kind of like alter it a little bit by saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and give you an extra bonus for tying your shoes or whatever? They could do that, whatever. But he's going to lose money. I was 100% on board with him coming here and then bumping that $14 million to $20 million, you know what I'm saying, to incentivize him to go ahead and get more sacks. You guarantee the full 4, whatever. I'm not keen on the long-term contract. People call me crazy for saying it, but I got to ask people that are on this, like, pay the man the long-term contract. Why hasn't any team that he's played with given him one? No team he's played with has given him one. Now the Eagles, and I believe Howie Roseman is a very, very smart GM. I think they do really good work. Good. Yeah. He was willing to let him go for a 3rd round pick. Why? This guy was double-digit sacks over the last freaking 4 years in the NFL. Something to me, I feel like we don't know the full story, and I'm concerned about that. Like, there is something that is known, and I said it on my show the other night. You remember how we used to always dog freaking Belichick for letting go of players when they had just performed extremely well, and the year after they leave the freaking Patriots, they fall off of a cliff. Right. It's like he knew just when to get rid of the individual before it got bad. The Eagles are a very smart organization. They've done very, very well for themselves in terms of evaluating talent. They didn't want to pay the man, and he's performed for them. But everybody's just like, just pay him. Who cares? We're going to pay him anyway. He's never taken a snap for the Jets. Something to me just seems a little bit odd about it. There's a reason behind it that we might not be privy to. So for me, he's got to go ahead, come here, show us in good faith that he's legit. But what I do love the most about this is how it's supposed to be a distraction. You hear the Jets players talk about, like, what are you talking about? He's never been here for us to miss him. We don't know anything about how can we miss him. And I love the fact that
he was a guy who showed up one day and said hello.
That's it.
Shit, GreenBean did that. Haason Reddick has as much time in the Jets facility as GreenBean does. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
And you don't see them freaking out because GreenBean ain't there. They're not freaking out about that.
Yeah. Although, I don't know if you guys saw this. So in that comment that I just played earlier in that clip, I said that JFM was Mike DeVito. And it's Mike DeVito, who, by the way, I have said on numerous other occasions, he's a workhorse. He's a lunch pail guy. I love Mike DeVito. Him and Puha were fantastic for us. They just, they weren't John Abraham. You know what I mean? And Mike DeVito saw the clip and commented on it and goes, I was very average.
I did see that.
No, fuck, man. That's the one comment you see from me. Shit. I'm like, I love you, dude. But I will say, I said, I love you. He said, I love you too, which is very nice. And then he followed me. So there's that. Okay.
That's pretty awesome.
It's all good. But I don't want. I don't want him to think that shit, man, because I love Mike DeVito.
Mike
love
DeVito's
Mike.
a real one.
Yeah, he's a real one, dude.
He's a real one, 100%.
Yeah. Jonathan Francois checking back in says, also, I hope Nix and Stidham get COVID for a week so our defense gets to play that fraud Zach Wilson. Our defense may kill him because of how much they hate Zach. Dude, I feel the same way. Now, listen to this. So this is what I believe, okay? Now, I'm somewhat drunk with the potential of the New York Jets, right? It's not every year that we have all of the potential positives that we have this year, right? It's not every year that we see this, whether it's from Aaron Rodgers to Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, right? Braylon Allen, Conklin, all the guys, the offensive line, that's possible, right? If they stay healthy, but the defense being a top 3 defense, top 5 defense at worst, I think all these things together, I feel like we have a real chance to do something. But here's what I really think. I think that this is the year we got all these primetime games. This is the year that we really do it. And the NFL just so happens to see fit that we play 3 former Jets quarterbacks, 3 guys, 2 first-round picks and 1 second-round pick that at one time we were hoping would take us to the promised land. That's Geno Smith, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
We play all those guys this year.
Dang,
Sam Darnold, who was not going to be the starting quarterback by the time we played him in London. McCarthy goes down. He was looking fantastic in camp. And now Sam Darnold is the de facto number 1. We already know Geno Smith is going to be the number 1 in Seattle. Zach, well, I'm telling you, something is going to happen. Just like Jonathan is saying here, it's going to be COVID, mono. Something's going to happen where Zach Wilson runs his smiling cute ass on that football field. While we're all there, the Talking Jets meetup is that game. We're going to see Zachy Poo, Zod, run out on the field, and the defense is going to get the opportunity. This is the New York Jets revenge season, everybody. We get to go back and make these sons of bitches pay.
Decimate them.
That's
Decimate them for the hope they ripped away from us.
That's right, dude. The dream stealers,
Yeah.
I saw somebody today. I might have been, maybe it was Harrison Glazer, who I love, but some of these people, they're like, I hope Sam plays well against, or like, I don't think, the defense should, like somebody said something like, should the Jets defense take it easy on Sam Darnold? I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, what is this love affair? What has Sam Darnold ever done? And the whole thing, remember when we were trading Sam and drafting Zach and all these Sam Darnold people were like rooting for him to make us pay so they could be right. Remember all that shit?
I remember
the
that.
Same thing's happening with Zach. Zach, you'll see Zach's going to go somewhere and he's going to be the best quarterback in the NFL. What has Sam Darnold done except be on his 3rd team in 3 years? Okay. He was a backup quarterback last year for the 49ers. He played under Shanahan, who, by the way, didn't want to keep him. Right. That says
saying
something.
A lot. That's saying a lot.
Remember we called Gase a quarterback guru? That bullshit. Shanahan's a real quarterback guru. Like he's a real offensive mind in the NFL.
Yep.
He had 1 year of Sam Darnold. He came in. Remember, he came in one or 2 games, whatever. But he looked good for a minute, like he always does. He has his moments, and then he fumbled, and then he threw an interception.
Sam did Sam things,
and Sammy went all Sammy on him, and they said enough of this. So he'll have his games. He's not he's not devoid of talent, but he's gonna suck. And the Jets are going to play him, and we're going to punish the living shit out of him, whether it's sacks, interceptions, whatever. I love it. And I'm dying for Zach Wilson. I feel like the football gods, whatever the controlling energy is around the New York Jets organization, is going to provide us with a winning season. On the way to the Super Bowl, we're going to make 3 of our former saviors pay the price. And it's going to be the sweetest damn thing that you ever did see. Or it'll be the worst ever. All right.
Or
whatever. But I'm on the good side.
Yeah, it's either I feel like it's going to be one or the other. We're going to make them sorry they ever played football, or they're going to own us. But I'm with you. I think it's on the opposite. We're going to make them sorry they ever played football. I don't know if it's going to be an in between, like it's going to be a close game, or I don't think it's going to be any of that. I think it's either going to be a complete domination of those guys, or we're going to lose to one of them or whatever, and we're going to be in shambles because I'll probably vomit if we lose to any one of those guys. I don't want to lose to Gino. I don't want to lose to Sam. I don't want to lose to freaking Zach.
We're not gonna.
We're not going to.
See, now look, this is the type of comment though. You see what you see right here?
Yeah,
I'm not
no hate.
I don't hate. I like JFM fine.
Yep. 100%.
But he's not a player. Like every year you got to lose players, right?
You have to. 100%.
Like, let's say this, Sean. Let's say this. If they said to you last year, look, we got to lose a couple defensive linemen. Got to do it. It's something. It has to happen.
Yep.
Who on our defensive line last year? Who were you going to pick? Now, Bryce Huff wouldn't have been one of them. That's one that hurts. I don't think any Jets fan wanted to lose Huff. Right?
Nah. That's
a different story. But are you? While I liked Quentin Jefferson in the 1 year he was here, is he? I was hoping they re-signed him, sure, but he left. Okay, great. It happens. Wouldn't it be Jefferson and JFM out of all the guys? Maybe Solly. You could argue I'd rather lose Solomon Thomas than John Franklin. Okay, that's a point you can make. But anybody else? Who else did you want to lose? Jermaine? Quinnen? And the same thing could be said for Clemens. Like, okay, sure, he's right in that same.
They're interchangeable. Interchangeable.
And you need those guys. Don't get me. And again, I like JFM. And if he was here, I'm fine. I'm happy.
100%.
But it's like he goes, and why, dude? He gets a fucking 6th round pick, guys. He wasn't a 2nd round pick or a first round pick. 6th.
And I want to be clear, like, we're not hating on JFM.
No.
Like, I love JFM. GreenBean loves JFM. We're talking about the in my opinion, the ridiculous, the movement that JFM moves the needle. He doesn't move the needle, is what we're saying. Like, every year you're going to lose your average to below average to even good players. He's not a great player. He's not somebody that you lose and your team crumbles, is what we're trying to get at. Like, it sucked that he's gone. But when you talk about JFM, I'm with you. I think you put JFM, Clemens, freaking Solly in that same mold. And if they're interchangeable in terms of stay or go. That's the way I look at it in terms of the loss of JFM. Huff hurt. I won't lie. Huff hurt. I like Huff. Didn't want him to freaking go. And especially now, seeing the situation we're in with Reddick, I am definitively on team. Damn it, man. We should have just paid the kid and called it a day. But
yeah, Huff played, just for comparison's sake, Huff played 13% less snaps than JFM and had 17 more pressures than JFM. So like Huff was but again, like you said, he feasted on like if there was a backup tackle in there, like we saw him against Buffalo, like 3 straight sacks kind of a thing. But it doesn't. He's an electric player, one of the best first steps I've ever seen. And
I'd get off.
And that's but JFM, it's
you know what?
It is what
perfect way of putting it, GreenBean, is Huff had elite traits. So you bet on the elite traits. You will always bet on elite traits when it comes to a player, whether they're undrafted, whatever. He had elite traits. JFM had no elite traits. He was a good all-around football player. He didn't have any elite traits. This is why it hurt losing Huff more so than it would for a guy like JFM. You lost an elite trait. Elite traits from a player, then you just lost, like GreenBean said, man, a jag, just another guy. Right. And let's see what he does out there in Denver. He'll be fine. He'll be a good player.
100%. You think JFM's going to go out there and get 12 sacks or some shit like that? It ain't going to happen.
No.
You know what I mean? Let's see here. Who's playing quarterback for the Eagles? I got the Eagles Pats up. The Pats lost Judon. They're in full-on rebuild, man.
Oh, they are. They are.
Yeah, which means we got to sweep them. That's what it means.
Oh, without question. Without question. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I don't care if it's Adrian Martinez playing freaking quarterback. The New York Jets will and have no excuse but to sweep the Patriots this year. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Which, by the way, that guy's exciting too, man.
He really was, though. He really was in preseason.
Dude.
He really was.
I think if he was playing now, again, it's a small sample size preseason. I know this is waxing poetic to a degree, but I think that if he played for us last year, we would have had a different season.
I agree 100%.
He's a lot of people could see it even between him and Peasley. Peasley played nice too.
He did.
He looked good, but then Martinez comes in and you could see the
playmaker.
Difference. The playmaker. Yeah.
People kept saying, like, oh my God, relax. He's doing it against garbage men. Congratulations. He was also playing with garbage men. The guys on his side of the field were also future garbage men. The thing is that we can all agree on, he was clearly heads and shoulders above anybody on the field, and the decision making was on point, and those throws were some big boy throws. Yeah, Martinez thoroughly impressed me. And having him as QB3 or whatever it's going to be made me feel even more comfortable about Jordan Travis taking the freaking year to actually just sit back, heal, and learn. No reason to rush that kid in. The more and more I see him learning behind this group of quarterbacks in front of him, the more confident I feel we're going to get a return on that investment. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Martinez definitely was impressive.
Yeah, dude, and like you said, man, like just IR Jordan Travis, let him sit and use a Martinez as your QB3 and let's fucking roll, man.
That's right.
Let's see how the rest of the preseason goes, but that's what I think. Francois, we retain his rights next year. That's exactly it. So it's like, dude, I mean, what are you gonna do? He'll be 30 next year, then 31. Yep. That's what you're gonna do? Okay. Joe Douglas said unequivocally, we're not trading you.
Yep.
We expect you to adhere to the thing. We will fine you in accordance with the CBA, and that's that. See you later.
How'd you feel
that
about
all
that?
said, I want him to play, and he will, and we'll love him, and he's going to be good, and because he's an elite pass rusher, and if you add, he's going to make us better. There's no doubt.
100%.
But let's not act like Jeremy had a great point on Twitter. He said, "So you're telling me that if Reddick plays for us and he gets hurt, our season's over?"
It's over. I saw that too. Loved it.
It's a great comment.
Loved it. It's a great comment. Everybody who's dying on this hill that without Reddick, the Jets defense is trash. So you're saying if he gets hurt this year, then the last 2 years of what the Jets defense have shown us was a mirage. Reddick makes or breaks this defense is in essence what I'm being told.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Alan Doge checking in, my good beanbagger buddy, the old chef. I don't know if you guys know this. Alan Doge was the chef at Chef Mickey's down in Disney World for a bunch of years there. I think he told me he made 67 million Mickey-shaped waffles. Do I have that number right, Alan? 67 million Mickey-shaped fucking waffles.
Hey, you know what? Fun fact, Alan, before I became a United States Marine, I actually worked in Disney World as a sous chef at the Wilderness Lodge Cafe. So I did that for about a year and some change. The Wilderness Lodge Cafe is great. In fact, they might still have I created the vegetarian pasta dish at the Wilderness Lodge Cafe, a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes, some mushrooms, a little bit of freaking portobello mushrooms, olive oil, and it's got the bow tie pasta. If you've ever gone to the Wilderness Lodge Cafe or you choose to, their vegetarian pasta dish, if they're still serving it, I haven't been there in a while. If they're still serving it, yours truly won a competition. When I was a sous chef there, and it made the menu. You're welcome.
I love it. See, now if you guys, I'm a supreme Disney nerd, as you guys know. The Wilderness Lodge is right next to there's just a little the little canal.
Yep.
Away from the Contemporary where the Chef Mickey's is. Now the Contemporary was my favorite hotel. So I used to. It's funny because I had friends who their favorite was Wilderness Lodge. So we used to go all the time. They would be at the lodge and I would be at the Contemporary. So we would always kind of meet. So it's funny when we would take the little boats, it would drop us. It would stop at the Contemporary and then stop at the Wilderness Lodge. It was the whole thing. It was just, But anyway, you guys might have been just right across the canal from each other. Who knew?
And I was there in 2005 to 2006. Alan
was there in 2012. So there you go.
Maybe not. We missed each other. All right.
Alan says the New York Jets are bringing the ghosts of seasons past to former New York Jets quarterbacks this year. Dude, and we're going to let them know. This is not the Jets that you left and that you helped ruin.
We've grown up now. We're an actual NFL franchise now. Oh, wait, no. Alan says 2005, 2015. So we were there at the same time.
Okay.
Oh,
All
snap.
right.
Okay. Yeah, 2005, 2006, before I joined the Marine Corps, I was the
Alan,
sous chef at the
is that
Wilderness
the
Lodge
right
Cafe.
number? Ask him if because I don't want to scroll down too far.
I just saw, 2005, 2015. He just put it at 7:52 p.m. He commented. So
how many 67 million? Did I get that right, Alan? Yeah, look, wait, hold on. All right, so Alan, you're good. He says 800,000 Mickey Waffles per year. So not 67 million, but think so if he was there from 2005, so that's 10 years, that's 8 million.
Years. 8 million.
8 million Mickey Waffles.
Jeez. Hey, Alan, thank you for your service, sir. Right? Thank you for your service.
It's amazing.
That's a lot.
People love those damn Mickey shaped waffles, man.
Yeah, they're very popular.
It's crazy. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. But I think it's the year of payback. That's what I think. I think the Jets are poised to lump up the opposing team. I think we're gonna physically beat the living hell out of teams this year. It's gonna be an exciting bloodbath of a year. That's what I see. Jason Edwards using the Stream Beaner super chat. If you guys want to join the Stream Beaners, the join button is right below the screen here, and you can do that. Get your emojis and free super chats and such. Jason Edwards will be with us, the Talking Jets meetup as well on September 29th. Jason, maybe this year you'll hang out at the Coney Island Cyclone with us the day before. We're working on a whole thing. It's going to be bigger this year. I'm working on it, man. So I'm real excited to give everybody like the itinerary. But anyway, he says JFM was a horrible edge setter and played on the outside way too much. I couldn't agree more. I mean, watching the Jets, I can't tell you how many times I watched JFM get sucked inside and they bounced it out. And his job is to seal the edge. I thought JFM would have been much more positively utilized on the inside. But who am I? I mean, Saleh and White Cotton and Ulbrich, they kind of know their stuff, so maybe I'm wrong. But it just seemed to me like it was forcing the issue with JFM being an end. I thought he could be a very, very impactful defensive tackle if they just kind of said, this is where you are.
This is your role. Yeah.
This is your role. Last year, they moved him inside a little bit more than in years past, but I didn't love him on the edge. I mean, I wanted somebody like I want pass rushers on my edge. That's what I want. I want guys that can get to the quarterback consistently.
JFM lacked, in my opinion, the athleticism, the bend, the speed, the technique to really be consistent on the edge. I knew they put him out there to go ahead and maintain the rotation and keep everybody fresh, but he was a liability when he got out there on the edge. This wasn't the guy you were expected was going to get to the quarterback. Every now and again, when you're double teaming freaking JJ and you're double teaming freaking Quinnen Williams, my man got home. But in all actuality, man, I'm with Jason on this one. I was not a fan of every time I saw him just get on the outside. I was like, my God, man, just keep this big dude on the inside, man. He knows how to at least be an issue, up the middle. And of course, when it comes to the run game, but hey, listen, like you said, I'm not a professional. What they've done has obviously worked.
Right.
So
who are we to complain?
Who are we to complain about it, right? But I wasn't a big fan. Oh, yeah. Jason, real quick, while I have you here, I need you to go ahead and either join the Discord, the membership Discord, so I know if you want to be in the Fantasy Football League or not for my channel. So just giving you the heads up. Thank you again for being a channel member.
Get on in there, Jason. Come on, man. Pick your team, buddy.
Yeah, the league, the champion gets a pretty awesome freaking prize this year. So I think if you are into fantasy football, you're already a member, so you got priority access.
There you go. What's the prize? Can I know? Can you tell
I'll
me?
tell you. I'll tell you in the private chat, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know in the private chat.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got here? So, where were we? All right, let me get to this super chat here. I can't believe 8 million waffles. That just blows my mind.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Crazy. It really is. Oh yeah, I saw a comment too. It said JFM single-handedly lost us that Patriots game a couple years ago. That right on the Michael Carter,
the rough in the pass.
That was the turning point in the game because that was a touchdown that we got the penalty, they got the ball back plus 15 yards, they kicked a field goal. That's a 10-point swing.
Facts.
10-point swing right there.
Yep.
And then Zach he played a really good first half, and he just completely shit the bed in the second half through 3 picks like crazy. I think the first pick was right before halftime, but then he threw 2 more just, knife in the jugular type of picks. But anyway, so Zach had a part 2. DeWedge checking in says, hi, guys. Go Jets. Well, thank you, DeWedge. Hello to you. It's good to have you here, of course.
What's up, DeWedge? Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Let me see what this prize is. Oh, that is good.
That is pretty
Good
awesome.
prize.
It's already in the building. It arrived. Compliments to my boy Gino, the Italy Jet. So I appreciate you. So I've got it. It arrived. So yeah, he gets great stuff. He gets great stuff. So my budget for the season for stuff is done for the channel. But yeah, it's a good one. You saw it.
That's great. That's good stuff. A Mitch checking in says, good evening, Green and Gunny. What are your thoughts on the Cowboys signing Carl Lawson? Should New York Jets have brought him back? I don't think so. I don't think so look, either. Carl Lawson, we were all excited about him, right? I loved the signing. I thought it was a good signing. He tore his Achilles in the joint practice with the Packers. Mm-hmm. And he never kind of gave us that oomph that we were hoping for. Now, his second year with us was good. Let's take a look here. So Carl Lawson, it was definitely a good year, the second year. Last year, he was a healthy scratch for most of the season because of the talent above him. So what does that tell you? And the fact that he wasn't signed, he signed now. You know what I mean? So what does that tell you, man? Like, he's kind of,
Listen, I'll say this about Carl Lawson. Love the dude's work ethic. Loved him as an individual, right? I was excited when we brought him on. I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't pumped for freaking Carl Lawson. We knew the kind of guy he was. He was a high-pressure guy. We thought on our defensive line, with the help he would have, he could get home more often. Unfortunately, we could never see it. The guy couldn't stay healthy. Yeah. And if we're being honest, I'm hearing his first day already in training camp for the Cowboys, he had to get pulled off and go see the trainers. I don't know what happened, but he got hurt today, or at least banged up today. So unfortunately, he's just one of those guys, man. Great work ethic, hard worker. You want to see him succeed, but the injury bug has crippled him in his career. But again, he's a millionaire, right? He's made a lot of money, playing football, something that I think most of us here would like to do, to play a sport and get paid buku money to do it. But no, I do not believe we should have brought him in. I don't think he would have been an asset in terms of, I don't think he cracks our rotation, if I'm being honest. I just don't see it. Yeah. For him at the edge right now when you've got the guys you have on the roster. So I'm going to go with no, but man, it does suck though to see how he's kind of fallen from grace, right? In terms of injury after injury after injury. The dude has ridiculous resolve to be able to bounce back every single time. That's impressive in its own right.
Work himself back after knee injuries, and you got to give it to him. 100%. And again, I wanted him to work out, and I loved him, the whole thing, but it didn't work. So it's goodbye, So this in 2022, his best year with us, he had 8 sacks. He had 15 solo tackles, 21 tackles total. He had 1 forced fumble, 25 hurries, and 16 quarterback hits for a total of 49 pressures. So decent, you know what I mean? Decent, but nothing, again, like, that's solid. Yeah. It's Jordan Jenkins type of stuff. Yeah. So, and look, it's good to have those guys around, but he was supposed to be the lead rusher. He was the guy.
Yep.
Jermaine Johnson was sitting behind him. Don't forget. So that's the kind of thing. It's just, now, and look, I'm not rude. I would love to see him make it with Dallas and continue his career, but it's unlikely. The guy, he just can't stay healthy. It's one of those things. It sucks. Like John's tearing an Achilles as an older pass rusher is tough to come back from. Also had a crazy amount of other injuries. Yeah, man. The knees, remember? Yep. So, what sucks? We were rumored to be going between Lawson and Hendrickson at the time. And the Bengals.
Oh, man. Yeah, they signed him. Imagine if we had gotten Hendrickson.
Yeah. That's a whole different thing.
Yep. It's over though. It already happened.
That's it. That's in the past. So let's talk real quick. I want to remind everybody about our sponsor, BetUS, everyone. You can click the link. It's at the top of the description of this video. Get yourself 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. And there's lots of fun stuff to do with all the prop bets. You can just bet the game, anything you want. Like Gunny said, he did quite well with BetUS. It's America's favorite sports book. And they made it possible for everybody everywhere to use BetUS. So I'm really grateful that they're sponsoring the channel, the Thursday Thick of It in particular, for this entire season. They will be sponsoring us. So I'm excited to have them aboard. Again, use the link right in the description. Get yourself 125% bonus and have some fun throughout the season. I'm going to show you guys what my bets would be and how I do. And I think I'm gonna be win millions, Gunny. That's what I think. I think I'm gonna be millions.
You gotta believe, right? You gotta believe. That's the whole point.
So let's segue now. I want to show you guys something. We'll talk while it's going on. Now there's some clips I'm gonna show you on Matty Dub's channel here on YouTube. He collected a lot of fans that are at the games, at the joint practice. They film and he put it all together in a video. So this is from Matty Dub's channel, but it's Twitter stuff from PD Pob, who we know, Jets fan, from New York Jets site, and also from Brandon Pokras. So let's do this. I'm gonna share, and let's talk about this joint practice here today. Gunny. So you'll see here we're doing some defensive line
highlights, the
let me turn the sound
observations
up. Hold on,
of today's practice.
So there you go. So we'll get to see now. You heard about the scuffles. Did you see DJ Reed run to the sideline, pick up a football, and run over to the 20 yards to the fight and throw it at somebody? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. Totally unnecessary. I felt like, it was a bitch move. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like that. Like, the dude's back was turned. Now all of a sudden you wanna. I'm not opposed to these skirmishes, right? I think that it shows that everybody's intense. They're passionate. They're hungry right now for competition. I don't like the swing at people. I don't want people to get hurt punching helmets. It makes no sense to me. But these are alpha type personalities. They're going at each other 100%. It's getting physical. You're going to get this kind of stuff happening. The whole skirmish and the fight happened, man. And then you see DJ Reed literally run off the field and come back with the football and throw it at the guy. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that, but I digress. DJ Reed did have a rough day today, I think, at training camp, couple of holding calls, and there was some struggles in terms of some of the plays done on him. So I don't know if that was what got the best of him, but yeah, I saw it and I laughed and I was like, come on, man, you can't do that to another man when their back is turned and they're walking away.
It's a bitch move. We call that.
It's
everybody.
A bitch move.
And
man.
It's funny. So I'm going to show you guys this clip if you haven't seen it. This is the fight that's happening. Now you can see DJ Reed's down here. You see my little mouse? He's walking off the field over here. Michael Clemens again over here pushing and shoving. Now it's funny because in the comments, I'm getting all these comments because I reposted this video, and people say, that's football. I said, yeah, that's what's called unsportsmanlike conduct, and it gets you a 15-yard penalty and a potential ejection and fines and everything else. And it's funny, like people are saying, numerous people, it's football. It's not fucking football. That's not football. So watch the clip. I'm disappointed in DJ Reed. People said, oh, but the wide receiver threw the ball at him when he scored a touchdown. Okay, well then handle it then.
Then. Do it then. Not when his back is turned and he's walking away. You run off and get a ball.
The ball. I believe the ball hits just a coach. I think. Watch. We'll deconstruct this a bit. So this is the clip. This is from today's practice. You can see. So DJ Reed's down here. He picks up a football. Yep. Now he's running over.
Runs. Dude's back is turned.
Oh, he threw it and it hit his ass. He didn't even see it. He didn't even feel it. Everybody's like, what are you doing? Sauce is running over. Hey, play ball. Sauce is yelling, play ball, everybody. Play ball. Come on.
Come on. Calm down. Calm down.
Sauce is the best. There's all our guys. So you see it. We'll watch it one more time here. They're pushing and shoving. Michael Clemens, as usual, pushing and shoving. They're like, what are you doing? Like, so, and that's the thing. It's like, well, the wide receiver did it. Well, then cover him and don't let him score. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and if he
having
had,
an interesting camp.
even if he had retaliated when the wide receiver did it to him, I'd have been like, they got it. But bro, you walk away from the situation, like grab the football, everything's done. The dude's walking away. That's where I was just like, come on, bro, bitch move. Had he handled it right there and then, I'd have had no concern. I'm like, well, listen, that's a man talking to another man. That's what happens. But it was the whole back turn to me, man, and you running behind the dude and doing it. I don't know.
Yeah,
so not a fan.
Yeah, like knob deep. Let's go with the names. You're the best. It says, it's football practice. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Like, none of this stuff you make a big deal about, but that's what makes it worse to me a little bit, right?
Same here.
Is that like this is supposed to be? It's a joint practice. Like, no, you don't want to get hurt. Like, this is you want to be kind of chill. Exactly. You play hard. Like, I like Garrett Wilson and Quinnen Williams, and they say things like you practice like you play. And I like that. And I believe in that. And it scares me seeing Garrett Wilson, fucking juking and cutting so hard. And I'm so scared. But I like it. But so that aside, like, you don't want to see cheap stuff. You don't want to see anything that could get anybody. Not that throwing a football at somebody's going to get him hurt, but punk stuff like that. You don't want to see it. Bro, like, if it's our player, like, let's just say this was reversed. And Garrett Wilson burned one of their cornerbacks, and the cornerback runs over later, grabs a football, and throws it at him. What are we yelling right now?
We'd be pissed. We'd all be pissed.
Yeah. So it's a funny thing. Now, so I'll show you this. The rep I have up here real quick is when Michael Clemens coming around the edge gets a little manhandled here, Gunny. Gets pushed around.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Saw that one?
Like a baby back bitch. I was
but
like,
I could show you too. I could show you too in the game. Like, don't forget, in the game last week, there was a play in the goal line where he like literally pushed his guy into the running back, knocking his.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
this is true.
It goes both ways, But all right, hold on. So here we go. I'll push play. So this is the Michael Clemens rep. Wow, you see that? You see Jenkins on that? Are you watching the Eagles game? The Patriots?
I did. That catch? That was a nice catch.
Yeah. Holy
that was
shit.
A
he looked like he
catch.
was fucking 20 feet in the air, man.
Yeah. That was a nice catch.
Wow. All right. So here you go. Watch this Michael Clemens rep, everybody. Here he goes. And this is just off balance. Like, watch this. That's not good, friend.
Sit down.
You don't want to see that.
No, he's like, child, please sit down.
Yeah. All right, watch this pass, though. Watch this beautiful. Look at this.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
That is what we call perfection. Now, Aaron Rodgers had an interesting day, 15 of 23.
Yeah.
2 interceptions and that touchdown.
To be fair, one of those interceptions.
Right. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you could tell him. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of the interceptions is literally a beautiful pass to freaking Alan Lazard, who did Alan Lazard things and dropped it by popping it back in the air. And then it was intercepted. That one was disturbing and frustrating. But I think he finished off the day with 2-2. I think on that last drive where they got the pass interference, he was able to go ahead and get another touchdown. So Rodgers finished off 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But if we're really being real, it was 2-1. Freaking Alan Lazard.
Yeah. So it's okay. It's all right. Now there's a good rep. I want to highlight the Kinlaw rep. I don't know when it's going to happen here. Here's Fotu. Doing a good job.
Man, yeah, that was good. That was a clean one.
Fotu doing a good job here, everybody. But there's a specific Kinlaw rep where you see the guy, the coach, he's got to get out of the way. Like Kinlaw just pushing his guy into the quarterback. It's a real good rep. Look at McDonald again.
And Will McDonald. Oh, my gosh. He's been doing this all camp, too, by the way.
Yeah, people are concerned that he's going to be a one-trick pony, and I get it, but I'll tell you what.
If the trick works.
He's got to have 2 tricks, right? So it's like this. I'm gonna burn your ass on the outside. There's no way that your jump step is gonna catch me.
Yep.
Okay, I'm too fast for you. So if you get them doing that, committing to that, to stop your outside rush,
That's
and you can spin and be in the quarterback's face, and do it. Do it all day. If that trick works, then do it.
Dwight Freeney just made the freaking Hall of Fame off of that spin move.
Yeah.
People keep forgetting, like Dwight Freeney with the Colts, that was his thing. Every single spin move got him to the freaking quarterback. Like, I get it. You want to see him add more repertoire to his arsenal of weapons as an edge player, but I think his elite bend, his speed, and that spin move are three elite weapons he has at his disposal. So I don't know. Again, I really think that this season you're going to see Will McDonald win a lot of his 1v1s because you're going to double JJ. You're going to double Quinnen. He's going to have to beat one person consistently. He's either going to be too fast or too athletic to go ahead and get stopped all the time. So again, say I'm coping, fine, whatever. I don't look at this defensive line taking this massive step backwards that everybody keeps worrying about.
Yeah, me neither. And even if it takes a second, I think it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
I will say hello to our good friend Nick Shine.
What's up, Nick?
Proud New York Jets fan, says with form like that, and we never tried Reed at QB the last 2 years. I'm disappointed. That's right. Clearly, he's got the makeup. I will say this, Nick. Reed's not having the best camp. We saw him getting burned pretty badly by Garrett Wilson, both deep and on the inside. Like he just, whatever way Garrett Wilson wanted to send him, he sent him, There was one on the Garrett Wilson down the sideline. He literally spun Reed around. Reed was running the opposite way.
It was embarrassing.
The ball was already in the air. Garrett Wilson was going, and Reed was going. He was like running toward the middle of the field. Like he was totally lost. And then obviously you see, I think that was Marshall that burned him.
Yeah, Terrace Marshall.
Terrace Marshall.
He got him. He got him.
So it's like, I don't know. It's not the best look. So I mean, look, I'm very confident in DJ Reed. I think he's a stud, but not a great camp. So I'm hoping that shit starts to change a little bit because, man, I don't like it. All right, let's wait. Let's try to see this Kinlaw rep here. Thanks, Nick. It's good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. What do we got? Is this it? No. What number is Kinlaw again?
I think that is Kinlaw.
No, that's Eric Watts.
Is that Watts?
Yeah, it's way too slender to be Kinlaw, man.
Yeah, Kinlaw's a big.
Kinlaw's a fucking beast.
Yeah, he looks like a goddamn wall. Yeah, but look at him get into the backfield.
Yeah, that's Jalen Holmes right there, number 97. It takes a second with all these new guys.
Yeah,
all these new numbers. All right, who's this?
So Watts is 58, is what Frankie just said.
Yeah, Watts is 58.
I don't know who that guy is, but he didn't go nowhere.
No, he didn't go. I think that was Leonard Taylor.
Oh, he needs 76. To step that
up. Let's see. All right, this is Solly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, sending all right, flushing him up into the pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, look, when you got Quinnen Williams and Kinlaw on the inside flush, making the quarterback step up is not the worst thing in the world, guys.
It really isn't.
All right, who's this? 93 is, oh, shit. Who's 93? I know this. That's, wait, here we go. All right, offensive line. All right, let's see an Olu rep. We saw an Olu rep earlier.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he didn't get to put his hands on anybody. Okay, all right.
Good. That was Tippmann.
We'll see you, Joe. 93 is Tack, is what Frankie
Tack
said.
McKinley. Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's what Frankie said.
Thank you very much.
So the person that got stonewalled trying to do it was smart. Now I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, right on.
yeah. Tanzel's smart. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'm just telling you, man. Look, I like Tanzel's in the same way, right? It's like I like Tanzel Smart. And if he was the guy who was the last guy, it's like, okay, he's good. He's going to give you a full effort. He's got a high motor. He can be effective. But he's just another guy.
He's a
man.
jag. He's a jag.
Like what Leonard Taylor could possibly develop into gives me more juice.
Yes.
You know?
again, elite traits. You gotta look at elite traits. Those are the things, right? When you're looking at when you're getting this deep into your roster, you bet on elite traits, not guys who can be good or average at specific aspects of the game.
That's right. That's right. How do you know I was at number 79 is smart, Frankie? He might be stupid. You don't know. What does Frankie know? Where's Rusty Spooner? Rusty Spooner in the house. Good to see you, buddy. He said Reed's gonna be fine, just like Tippmann. I know, I'm with you. These guys are pros. They're not gonna, they're not showing out. It's practice.
How old is DJ Reed right now?
39.
He's like what? 29?
No, I don't know. I really don't know how old he is. Look it up though. Frankie, how old is DJ Reed?
I bet you he knows it right off the top of his head. He's gonna be like, yes, he's this old.
51. Who the hell is 51? I gotta get the O-line numbers. 51.
Oh, he's 27.
Is that Glazer? Yeah, it is, I think.
He'll be 28 in November.
So he's 27 years old. Okay.
Yeah, he'll be 28 in November. So yeah, he's not there yet for that cliff.
All right,
That's
there's
not
Carter Warren. All right. So it's fun to watch this stuff. So this is just
really
guys,
is.
hey,
I've enjoyed this thoroughly.
Yeah, this is
I watched
good.
all these clips earlier.
Watch
Yeah,
little practice. I know, right? I bug out on this shit.
Hey, I do. Such a nerd. I'm
watch
such a nerd.
Frankie, did you watch? Or not Frankie? Gunny, did you watch any of the Origins?
Yes, just all of them.
Only all of them. All right.
Only all of them.
Phil Adams
I think
says he doesn't spin like Knoebel. Knoebel's got everybody beat.
Knoebel's got everybody. Yeah, that's a wrap. Knoebel's got the sack, the pressure. He also stopped the run that they were thinking about doing. Like Knoebel's on a whole other level.
There he is, Kenny Yeboah. Little Yeboah sighting. We saw Yeboah play a little fullback. He started the game fullback.
Yeah, last week.
I love it. I'm excited for Kenny Yeboah this year. And I want to just point out that Zach Kuntz, for all of his potential,
all of his razz,
had another big drop. Thank you to Malachi Corley with the heads-up play of the game, by the way.
That was.
Scooping that shit up and making something out of nothing, showing you why he's the Yak King.
I got a question for anybody if they know what the answer is to this. So we're talking about the tight ends. Ruckert, what's up with him? Do we know what's going on with Ruckert, or are he just taking a couple of days?
Oh, is that everything? Oh, shit, that sucks. I wanted to watch. I could do this for like an hour.
I really could.
Where was the Kinlaw rep, man? I got to find the Kinlaw rep.
We saw the Clemens one. Yeah, we know that one. We know that's.
Where's the? I was watching it before. Let me see. Maybe it was before. Maybe it was. All right. This might be it. What number is Kinlaw? Ruckert's hurt again? God damn it.
Yeah, Frankie says concussion. So, yep.
Oh,
okay, I'm seeing concussion from a lot of people. Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah,
I've been trying to figure out what it was. Wow, concussion protocol. That sucks.
All right, where's I want to show? I really want to zero in on this Kinlaw rep. This might be him right here, actually. Yeah, there it is. Look at that shit. See that?
Man. That's a man child.
He had the O lineman on skates, man.
Yep.
Like that's
just sliding back.
He's just running backwards. That's the Wes Schweitzer special.
And another thing that I want to go ahead and also bring up in regards to why our defensive line I'm not freaking out about is because last year the New York Jets defense had 35% more reps or snaps than any other defense in the NFL. Does anybody want to know why that is? Don't worry.
We had no offense.
Thank you, GreenBean. We had no offense. These guys were on the field for, I think it was a combined 70-something% of the game. And they won 7 games still. Like, it's ridiculous in regards to how much they've put on this defense. But guess what? The offense is going to help this defense this season too. In fact, I would argue that this offense is going to help this defense in a way that no defensive player that we've brought in during the freaking offseason could do, because they're going to have balance. This defense is so built to go ahead and get after the quarterback if we can just get a lead. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to have more impact on how good this defense can be than, believe it or not, any defensive player we actually brought in during freaking this offseason. The 35% more snaps than any other defense in the NFL.
Think about that, dude.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Now, look, and it's tough, right? Like, we like to believe that we're gonna have a better offense. And now, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy,
Yeah,
if which is contingent on the offensive line being healthy,
100%.
we got Morgan Moses coming off of shoulder surgery. We got Tyron Smith, who hasn't finished the season or had a full season, I should say, in 8 years, 9 years.
2015. Yep.
You have AVT, who the last 2 years was knocked out for the season for different reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
Pittman missed a couple games. And the depth behind the interior in particular is a little bit shaky, a little scary. I'm hoping that Connor McGovern is brought back.
I don't know what the holdup is. Should have been here already.
Yeah, from the word on the street is that he's kind of working through some stuff, but he'll be here. I mean, I don't know how confirmed that is or whatever, but I think he should be here, man. I mean, I think, hey, if training camp, you want to just give the young guys as much of an opportunity to show what they got, to get as many reps. I understand, but like having Wes Schweitzer, Glazer, Xavier Newman, it's scary to me, because Aaron Rodgers, the whole season is contingent upon Aaron Rodgers. Like, look, when we're talking about offense, it's because Aaron Rodgers is here.
That's facts.
Right? So if he's not here, then everything Gunny's talking about with the 35% more snaps than any other defense, we're going to see that shit again. That's what we've seen the last couple years with the Zach Wilson led offenses, man. We're lucky if we get field goals. And
but this time, GreenBean, we got to be honest. I think with Tyrod Taylor as QB2, you're going to at least have a competent NFL caliber quarterback back in Aaron Rodgers. But you're right. The dynamic changes. If Rodgers goes down, like, we're not talking Super Bowl anymore. No. We're then talking about maybe we can break the playoff drought. That's pretty much the hopes we would have if Rodgers goes down.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe we see the Martinez package. The Tony Alexio jumped off the Streveler and made a new package, everybody, last week during the game. The Martinez package. I mean, who knows? We end up falling down to this QB that won MVP in the UFL, and he comes here and he's
a dog.
And there's enough players. That's the thing. There's enough talent on this damn offense. Like, any quarterback worth a shit can do something with this damn
100%.
team. Garrett
100%.
Wilson, Mike Williams, Breece Hall, Conklin, Malachi Corley. It's like Braylon Allen. I mean, there's talent all over the place.
I'll say this. Dano said something he said that to me about like 3 months ago. And ever since he brings it up, I always say this. So the New York Jets is going to be a postseason team if one of two things happen. One, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, or if the offensive line stays healthy. That's how much talent is on this roster. If the offensive line stays healthy, and unfortunately we lose Aaron Rodgers, I think Tyrod Taylor can do damage with these freaking players. And before I was talking about Jordan Travis, but seeing what I've seen thus far in the preseason, Martinez can come out there and do some things as well. So I believe that when Dano said, I believe it even more now when you're seeing how much depth they have behind Aaron Rodgers in terms of actual potential quarterbacks that can play football at the NFL level. But I'm not going to be the person screaming Super Bowl if Rodgers goes down. I do believe that we're still a playoff team with Tyrod Taylor as quarterback.
Yeah, no, I think so too. There's enough.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, this team is stacked, guys. It's stacked. And it's a travesty what we've had to endure at the quarterback position. It's sad, quite frankly.
I don't know. I think it's again historically bad QB play. We've all been blessed with as Jets fans to have to endure over the last several years. Historically, like Jamarcus Russell, historical type of bad, like in terms of QB play.
No, true.
It's the fact of the matter is that we have a fan base this dedicated, this driven, this motivated, and engaged with the team that has treated us like this. Like, I mean, what is it called? Is the syndrome when you're kidnapped and stuff, and you start to believe in your captor? I forget what it's called.
Isn't that
Stockholm syndrome? Yeah, I got to admit, I think you're right. I think it's Stockholm syndrome. Jets fans, I think we've got that, man, because we've been beaten up and abused and used by this freaking fan base, by this team.
Oh yeah, that's listen to this. So here's the official definition.
Victims
of a formal definition of Stockholm is victims develop positive feelings toward their captors and sympathy for their causes and goals, and negative feelings towards the police or authorities. So like we develop sympathy and positive feelings to our captors, and that's the damn fact. And you see what they send the season like the Raiders. You saw the Raiders season ticket box. You opened it up.
That was awesome.
You know, it had like the old voice, the
pirate voice.
Nation.
Yeah, I was like,
you know, and it's like lights in it. And what the Jets fans get a FedEx envelope with fucking wine coupons.
I was like,
spend $500 and get $100 off your wine.
Bruh, I was like, this is in my head. I was thinking to myself, I think some Jets fans are just exaggerating. Maybe that's not, but no. When every Jets fan that I follow that gets season tickets starts putting it out there, I'm like, that's really what they sent to every season ticket. That is disgusting.
That's it.
The fourth most valuable franchise in all of sports, and that's how they do us.
Yeah, that's how they do us.
Wow.
And then they raised ticket prices 3 times in the past 2 years. It's like it's just crazy, man. Like they just keep taking, and you want to know why they do it? Because we pay it. That's it. It's like Disney. Disney just keeps raising. You know what Disney did? And I haven't been back. I won't do it. I won't do it. They used to do a thing called Fast Pass. So you paid and the whole thing, but you got like you were able to pick 3 rides that years ago you could just do it unlimited, but you picked 3 rides that you didn't want to wait online. And you fast pass them, right?
Yeah.
And it's great. And you had to pick a time. So show up at this ride at 9 a.m. and you don't have to wait on the line. And now they do something called Genie Pass, which is, listen to this. So you buy the ticket, which they've raised just a bunch of times over the past 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now if you want to fast pass a popular ride, it could be up to $15 more. You have to pay per ride if you don't want to wait on the line. So that's $15. So if I want to do that for, 3 rides for my family of 4, you're talking about $60 per ride. You know what I mean, dude? It's another $1.80 just for a day at this. Fuck you, man. I'm not doing it. And you want a damn Mickey ice cream, and it's $12. You're like, I'm done.
I haven't been in quite some time, but I my brothers and my sisters, they go there a lot. My sister just went actually a couple weeks back, and she was telling me some of the price points. And we used to live there, and we used to go there when we lived in Florida. And I was like, what? Yeah. I mean, granted, it's been, about 10 or 15 years, but that still seems disgustingly ridiculous in terms of the price gouging. Like it used to be a thing where you could bring your family to as a family experience. Now you've got to be in the upper echelon of the middle class, and you know what I'm saying, in order to be able to afford to take you, your wife, and your 1 kid to Disney World. Business model has changed, and it's kind of sad, really, because
they just keep taking and until we stop paying, Gunny. And that's like the Jets. Like, look, I'm not a season ticket holder anymore. No, I never had season tickets in my name. There was a guy like my uncle.
Right.
He had, there was a few guys in his firm, and they had season tickets, and they would say, "Yeah, I'll sell." One guy I bought season tickets off him for, I don't know, 7, 8 years, something like that. And he had 50-yard line upper level, and we got all 4 tickets. So but it was like back then, it came in like a book, and it was, you got the program, and it was okay. But like now, everything is so expensive. Like you see what other teams get. And the Jets, it's still the same. It's just a FedEx package. It's like it's a bunch of papers thrown into it. It's like it's sad. It's sad to me. Let me see what Dallas Cowboys season ticket gift. Let's see what they get. Let's see what they get. Yeah, the premium season ticket holder pack. So, look at this. This is beautiful. Let me show you, Gunny. Why don't Jets fans get this? Look at this thing right here. Wait.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Bro, see, and it's simple. That didn't cost them an arm and a leg to go ahead and put out there.
It also comes in, like
Got
let's see.
backpacks.
Did you guys see the Raiders one?
The Raiders one was so awesome. It was so freaking awesome.
Look at this thing. Dude, look at this thing.
And it talks. Like it has a voice when you open it.
Yeah, let's do a video. Hold on. Let me it's like Bradigan's saying, we're loyal. But watch this thing, guys. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me get this.
Man, it's so freaking nice.
Oh, can you hear it? Wait, hold on. Why?
Nah, I'm not hearing it. There, I can hear it now.
Hello, Raiders.
Shut up. Just open it. All right, look at that. They get that thing.
Autumn wind.
Okay, you get that.
Pretty cool.
That's nice. That's pretty nice.
Came just in the box.
Is this here? Come on, open it, dude. All right, he's opening it.
Oh my
Look at this thing.
Say something. I think
Gorgeous.
Pop it up. Yeah.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering.
So this is the new 65th anniversary logo. And then check out back there. This
Fans.
is the best surprise, I think, for everyone is Raider Nation lighting the torch on our last game of the season last year. So I actually, Junior and I were at this game. I have footage of that, so I'm going to show that in here.
All right, come on.
And then we got
Look at this, Gunny.
good old tickets.
Nice and shiny. Like,
Look at it.
And
This
then it has the
Gorgeous.
gosh,
new
man.
65th
It's like opening up an
anniversary
Apple device box.
still.
Right.
And then we got all the preseason. So, of course, we got our president, Ice Cube here. This is on the August 12th game. It's hard for me to read.
Beautiful, dude.
Raider OG.
That is well done. Beautiful. Like,
These are
beautiful
fans
mark.
on the tickets.
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, fans
Bruh.
are on the
And
tickets.
Raider.
Bruh.
This is an honor. I wonder if everyone knew that they were going to be on these if they told her. So, Our Lady
so
of
there
Raider
you go.
Nation.
But, you see the now let's look at the New York Jets. Hold on a second. Wait. I want to see what the Giants did actually too. Hold on. The perks of being a Jets season. Let me see. And 24. Wait. Let me see the images. Hold on. Yeah, there's nothing. So let's look at this. I don't know what this is. So you got a program. You get the wine. See the wine gift?
Coupon.
You get
That's
coupons for wine.
Yeah.
You get the CJ Mosley suit coupon. Dress like CJ Mosley. Give you 10% off suits or whatever that is. $20 off. I don't know. You get this thing. This, I guess, is a calendar. I mean, it's not that this stuff isn't kind of nice, and it comes in a FedEx.
That's the
bag.
thing, too. You could have put all that in some kind of a display or a box or something, and it could have elevated the experience for Jets fans.
Look at our Giants. This is our cross tag. This is our counterparts. No, that can't be. Rings? No way.
They don't. That's. But now it says 100
that it?
years.
100
that is it.
season.
100 seasons, yeah, because this is their 100th season.
Dude, that's gorgeous. The Giants are sending season ticket
Replica
holders
Super Bowl.
replica Super Bowl rings, guys. Are we not the most loyal fan base in the NFL? Have we
100%.
not been tortured like no other fan base in the NFL? Have we not still packed that damn stadium?
And we're still here. And we're still here.
And we're getting a FedEx box with the wine coupons. And the Giants fans, granted, it's their 100th season, a little bit special.
But still, the replica rings, you know how expensive a replica ring is? I can tell you. It's like $280 just to get the New York Jets replica ring. And that thing is decades old.
Look at this. This is gorgeous. Who else we got? Let's see what the Miami Dolphins do. I want to see. I'm trying to upset myself right now.
Yeah, I want to at least be like, okay, well, somebody else gets
shit.
Gets trash. Okay, that's not going to be it. No, wait,
That's not it. All
That's
right,
not
so
it.
they got nothing. Okay, good.
Yeah, they're just like us. Good.
What's
good.
that? They got a seat cushion.
Oh, is that a
You
cushion?
get a card, like a decal, a car. That's a car magnet.
Oh, all
Still
right.
better, and you get a cushion.
Yeah. To
You
make
get a
sure
member pin.
your booty
Right? Is
cheeks
that
are
a seat
comfortable.
cushion? That looks like
It
a
looks
seat.
like it. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, it does look like a cushion.
I will say that's better than a wine and suit coupon.
That's facts.
Unless you really want it, you know. Curly Norman says we got a yearbook and a
Coupon for wine.
yeah, dude. It's crazy.
We understand your frustration, brother. We understand
Yeah.
your frustration.
Modine says you need wine to get drunk so the pain is less. Maybe that's what they're doing.
They're just thinking about us. They're thinking about us, right?
They care. They care. Who else? Let's see. Let's a random. Well, let's do our division, right? Let's do
Let's do
Buffalo.
the Patriots. I want to see what the
We'll do the Pats next. So seat cushions. What'd they get? Doesn't look like much.
Is that on the top right there? Looks like they just got tickets also.
That's it. Okay, good. They got nothing. Oh, that's 2019 though.
Oh.
I don't know. It's hard to see. Doesn't look like they got much. I mean, I don't know what that is. What's this? It's just like a gift box. Okay.
Yeah, it's a gift box. That's not it. They're in the same boat as us. I like that for them. Maybe they can get replica Super Bowl rings. Wait. They can't get replica Super Bowl rings.
Oh, that's not it. I don't know. I don't see. Maybe I don't know. Season ticket member since 2019. So they get a plaque.
What?
So that's for 5 years. I don't know. All right.
How much are the season tickets? Does anybody like?
Well, it depends on where you sit.
Where you're sitting, right?
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Well, Norman, if you don't mind, like you don't have to give us the exact number, but like the range. Are we talking about like 2K, 3K plus? Like, I'm just kind of curious.
Duncan says we got stuff in the past, like nice Jets barbecue tools, but now we just get Jets cash to spend at Met. How much cash did they give you, Norman? That's something.
That is something.
They give you like a hundo.
You
ever see what is it? What's the field? I think it's in Atlanta. They said Mercedes Field or something like that. They lowered all the concession prices. They show you
I've not seen that.
You get for $20.
Isn't the Mercedes Stadium the Saints Mercedes Dome?
Maybe.
Frankie's like, I'm going to talk to Woody about the value of lifetime customers. Don't you
we
worry.
We gotta see what they can if they can change the field first, Frankie. Let me know, Norman. Let me know how much they give us. Here, look at this. So this is the Atlanta Falcons Stadium. This is what you get for $20. Come on with this. All right, so yeah, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's what it is. Oh, you guys are not on the same page. Hold on. Let me redo that. Oh, oops. Hold on. Okay, it's going to Facebook. So here we go. Let me move us out of the way here. So look at this. You got $2 for popcorn, $2 for a drink, $2 pretzel, $3 slice of pizza, $3 nachos.
Good.
Look at this. Chicken fingers and fries, $6, and a hot dog for $2. So what's that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Those are almost Costco prices.
Get you at MetLife, man.
A beer?
Dude.
Uno. Beer?
Jason Edwards checking back in says, being a Jets fan is the equivalent of being in an abusive relationship. You want to leave, but our codependence will not allow for change. Well, you know, right? You're nailing it, Jason. It's like, I don't want to leave before it turns around. You know, it's going to happen.
Right?
This
like
is the year.
It's like the moment you leave, like, oh my God, they found somebody better or something like that. Like, you don't want that to be the case. Like, you want to go ahead and be like, no, I want to be there for the growth. I want to be there for them getting better. Because that's the last thing you want, for you to leave and then the next person gets a whole new, brand new version of what you left. And it's so great. That's where we're at as Jets fans. This is why we're still here.
Yeah.
We don't want to be the ones.
The Bills got Matt Milano. Bills season ticket holders got Matt Milano out for the year. That's a good gift.
I guess.
Allison Tutwa. Allison, one of my personal favorites, checking in. Are we waiting for the real season to start, the good players and the quarterback A-Rod and the veteran quarterback behind him? Then he got the rookie behind that one. Yes, we might see a little bit of Aaron Rodgers in one of the preseason games, maybe the Giants game, just to kind of lube the tracks, so to speak, before we go to San Fran. I think it's a smart move. Give him a drive. But yes, that's what you're seeing. I mean, and they're not risking injury to any of the starters. We saw one offensive starter last week in Joe Tippmann, and I think he needed it, so they put him out there. They want to look. You got to get your snaps right, buddy. That's vitally important for the season. So I think that was smart. But I think you're dead on. That's what they're waiting for. They're gonna rest most of the starters most of the year. Most of the preseason. So got any comment on that? You think it's right or wrong, Gunny? What do you think?
I've been on the record saying that I think that Aaron Rodgers needs to get a couple of snaps. And I know people are worried about the possibility of him getting injured in a meaningless game. Me and Nick went over this on Tuesday night, back and forth. I personally would love to see Aaron Rodgers out there get a couple of snaps. And it's not because I don't think he needs it for him to remember how to play football. I think he needs it in order to go ahead and know he can trust that freaking foot 100%. I think when he did his press conference the other day, he stated that he had one of his better practices and he felt that he was at like 97%. But we know he's been physically cleared 100% by the doctors for almost freaking 5 months now. So we know that it's not a physical component. But when you said the press conference, he felt that he was at 97% and that he was getting closer to being 100. For me, that last 100% is mental. I think getting him to feel comfortable in a real or I guess you can say a mimicked game situation, like playing in the preseason, to where it's him and the starting offensive line, starting wide receivers. If Aaron Rodgers takes a hit and he can bounce back up, I think that'd get him to 100%. So I want him to play for that aspect, because the last thing I want is for him to be going into week one against arguably the best defensive line in football, and still at 97% in his mind and trying to protect himself more so than focusing on the game. And we all know in football, if you're thinking about protecting yourself, thinking about not getting hurt, you do something, you play a little slower, you get yourself hurt. So for me, mentally, to get him to that 100% mark, I would love to see him get a couple of snaps in the preseason just so he can get his brain right.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think it's important, you don't want to show up in San Francisco, which, by the way, did you guys hear they have 26?
26.
They had to pull out of a joint practice.
Yeah.
They're decimated. And they
26
just did they officially trade Ayuk?
No, not officially. They've got everything apparently in the works, but they haven't pulled the trigger. They're still hoping. He didn't want
to go to they had it with the Browns, right? He didn't want to go.
The Browns and the Patriots. So the Patriots were going to make him the third highest paid wide receiver in football. And then he was just like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want to do that. So then the Patriots were like, hey, just kidding. We're going to focus on the players we have here. No, you got denied. He didn't want you guys. Congratulations. You're the dumpster fire now. Nobody likes you, the Patriots. Suck it up. This is who you are now. And then the Browns had in terms of contract negotiations with him, but they're saying that he pulled out of that one as well. So I don't know if he even really wants to leave or if he really is focused on becoming a Steeler. But apparently they had an offer that would have made him a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. That would have also sent Amari Cooper to the 49ers, which apparently the 49ers were 100% on board with. But he said, no, I'm good. I'm not doing that either. So I think he really either wants to be a Steeler or he's hoping all this posturing back and forth is going to get him the payday he wants with the 49ers.
I'll tell you. Well, either way, if he doesn't play, he doesn't play. Right. CMC hurt.
Trent Williams holding out.
Yeah. Ayuk doing his thing. I mean, we might be getting the Niners at, an advantageous time.
Exactly.
But
they're already they already start off slow too. Every year. They're slow starters every year over the last couple of years. You want to get them early because they're still trying to go ahead and get in their groove. And with all the stuff they're dealing with, listen, I'll be the first to admit I had that one as a loss for us as Jets fans. I thought, you know what, we're going to go in there, play a good game. But I really felt like they would have had the advantage and we would have caught an L. But now I'm like, I might actually take the bet to win that game because I just the way things are panning out, it looks like the Jets might be able to catch those guys off guard.
That's right, guys. And you can go to BetUS.
Yeah.
Click the link in the description, get 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits, and go ahead and take those odds. Right now, the Jets are getting points too. Take it now.
Yep.
Right now, the Jets are getting points. So BetUS, click the link in the description, man. Take care of that.
I'll say this. If you haven't bet the Jets to win the AFC East or Jets to make it to the Super Bowl yet, I think you've got some incredibly ridiculous odds in your favor, even if you just put $10 down. BetUS is giving the odds in favor of us, the bettors. I put it down to win the AFC East and to go ahead and make it to the Super Bowl. So that could be a ridiculous payday come season's end because I do believe the New York Jets could accomplish both realistically. Yeah.
Right. It's a realistic bet.
It's a realistic bet.
Like the odds, right? Like anytime you play roulette, you play credit, there's odds.
Yep.
And it's like when you play blackjack was my game. And the dealer's showing a 6. You know what I mean?
JT.
Right. You know what to do. It's like that's the time to get to start making some moves. So anyway, Curly Norman says as a season ticket holder, the Jets give you some Jets cash. He says they give you $25 preloaded on your Jets account to use in the stadium so we can buy 1 beer. So they give you a free beer. That's nice.
$25.
And he said he's got 2 tickets in section 230. Came out to load on $3,000, includes parking. Parking is I'll tell you,
which was surprising to me when he sent me that. I was just like, wow, really? The parking's included? Because they make, I think, a good portion of their money in those parking fees.
The parking, what they do in the parking is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I hate their parking system that you got to fucking buy a parking pass. It's just, I don't know. I like the days you drive up, it's $20 to park, and that's that. No, they don't do that now. I'll tell you, I have showed up without one though. I want to tell you guys, I have shown up to the stadium without a parking pass and talked my way in. I've done it. Not even that long ago, a couple years ago.
I won't lie. I pulled the veterans card the last time I was down there, and we were able to get in. So I'm not gonna lie. I've gotten free parking there as well.
Hey, good for you. Good for you. So let's end the poll here, Gunny. So I put a poll up there. How much are you really freaking out about this practice? A-Rod threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
So 56% of you said, "Come on, man, it's practice." 28%, shit happens. And 9% are terrified by it. And 5% are a little concerned. So the 9% that are terrified, see, that's the thing. It's like he looks great in practice. He looks great. And then he has one practice. He throws really 1 pick. And we fall off the cliff. We get crazy. Now, I understand we get nervous. We don't, but it's like, you got to remember that whatever we're seeing right now, it's preseason. I'll give you one great example. Dorian Boose, 2nd-round pick, the New York Jets, Parcells era, had 5 sacks in the preseason. And everybody was talking about him being the best pass rusher in the draft. And they even more, what was his name? Peppers, not Jabril Peppers, the pass rusher. Remember
Julius Peppers?
Yeah.
Julius Peppers. Yeah.
Julius Peppers. And they said he was like the top pass rusher taken. They said Dorian Boose is better than him in this whole thing. Dorian Boose sucked. Never did anything after that preseason. So just telling you, man, what we're seeing right now, it's not like all that's really important is that the team congeals a little bit and that the young players get their reps and we know who to keep on the team. That's all it is. That's all preseason is. Healthy. That's what
I saw somebody tweet out, I forget his name, but he tweeted out like, "Oh my gosh, Aaron Rodgers is reverting back to Le'Veon Bell after having taken a year off."
I saw that.
And I was like, "You have got to be kidding me, bro. Is this what we're doing?" Le'Veon Bell? Is that what we So I look at it this way, right? Aaron Rodgers himself has stated that nothing we have seen in any live or open freaking practices is their real offense. He literally said that in a freaking conference not a conference call, but a freaking press conference the other day where they were asking questions, and he was just like, listen, everything you guys are privy to that we're allowing you to see because you're going to take video of and you're going to post it and stuff like that, that's not our real offense.
Right.
That's
None of it. We're not using any of it.
None of it is our real offense.
Yeah, why would they?
Backyard football. And I was just like, oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
everything you've seen today, it's not the real offense. So they're trying some things out. They're having fun with it. Let them have fun with it. This is when you experiment. I am not tripping. Neither should you be over freaking practice. Practice. We're talking about practice.
We talking about practice? So Horatio Hornblower, my good buddy, says, does a 2000 all-purpose Breece with 14 touchdowns get MVP look? CMC was getting MVP talk. I say yes. He's in the conversation. It's real hard to beat the quarterbacks in the MVP conversation, right? But 2000 all, I'll tell you what, if he gets 2000 on the ground, no problem. He's I don't want to say shoe-in, but he's definitely. But 2000 all-purpose, 14 touchdowns, I think he gets a look. What do you think, Gunny?
100%. If he gets 2,000 all-purpose yards with 14 TDs, he's definitely going to get some votes. But yeah, I'm with GreenBean on this one. This is predominantly a quarterback award. We might as well just call it the quarterback award every single year because that's who winds up getting it. But I'll go further. I think that Breece Hall, and I love Christian McCaffrey, and I know this is probably a little bit of the homer in me, but I think Breece Hall is the best running back in football. I think when you take it all into consideration and what he was able to accomplish last season in terms of being second in all-purpose yards behind Christian McCaffrey, facing the most stacked boxes of any running back, and it wasn't even close, having no offensive line, no quarterback. His coach didn't know he could play football until freaking like week 8, and he still came in second in all-purpose yards behind Christian McCaffrey. I think those kind of accomplishments let you know the caliber of player he is. I have no doubt in my mind that by season's end, Breece Hall is RB1. And that's no disrespect to Christian McCaffrey. I think he's a stud too, but he has a lot more help with San Francisco than Breece did last year as a Jet, and he was right on his heels in regards to the second in terms of all-purpose yards for running back. So yeah, I'm expecting Breece Hall to be RB1 by season's end. There's not a doubt in my mind that he's going to accomplish that.
I love it. I love that idea. Let's see what we got here. I saw a couple comments. Here it is. Joe Grana says he hung out for a whole day with Dorian Boose and his family. He was so talented and was simply too nice. Right. He was definitely talented. And his build was it's exactly what you wanted. He became a minister and just wanted to help people instead of crushing quarterbacks. Sucks when you use the second on him, right?
You got to have a killer's mentality to play football, especially when you're supposed to be an edge rusher. Your goal is supposed to make freaking offensive linemen hate their lives and make quarterbacks rethink the whole thought process of having played football. He was just a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Gentle giant, as they would say. There's really no space for that in the NFL.
There's no place for nice guys in the NFL. Now, that's not to say you should grab shit on the sideline and throw it at people.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a place for the Michael. Yeah, Michael Clemens is fine. Michael Clemens pushing and shoving, not the problem. Picking shit up, throwing it at people, big problem.
That was a problem.
Phil Adams, my good buddy from across the pond, says, what time you going live for the Panthers game? Well, we will be going live at approximately 6:30. Jeremy will be back with me this week, so I'm excited. I haven't spoken to Jeremy other than a couple of texts in months, which is the longest I've gone since I've known Jeremy. So it'll be nice to get back with him. I bet Jeremy has gained 50 more pounds. Doing all his food reviews and everything. But Jeremy, as you know, is my partner for the live watch parties. We had a blast last week. It was the first time I did a solo one since the Jetnation days. I mean, like, seriously, I was like all by myself for the whole 3 hours and change, and it was not easy, man. Rough. I was like, I need somebody to talk. I need somebody else to speak for a few minutes so I can fucking breathe. You know, not easy, Gunny.
Yeah, these live streams are much more fun with a friend. They're much more fun with a friend.
No doubt. And it's funny. It's like, clearly, we have 250, 300 people in the chats. And it's like, of course, I'm not alone. I'm with you guys, but nobody else is talking. Like, I can't just sit here and read.
Yeah, it needs a back and forth engagement. Otherwise, you guys will probably get bored and leave.
It's hard, man. It's hard to do. But guys, you're all the best. This was a fun show. Gunny, it was nice to be back with you, man.
Oh, yes.
I
Looking
want to
forward to next
remind
week
everybody.
already.
Yeah, right. It's going to be fun. Like I said,
Yeah.
this is nice that we're jumping back in, and the preseason's already in swing, and it's funny. Or not funny, but it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. I want to remind everybody about BetUS, the Thursday Thick of It sponsor for the 2024 season. It's fun to have them aboard. Click the link in the description. Get 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000, and win yourself some extra cash. That's what I think. I have a good feeling about Jets fans this year. So go ahead and do that. And thank you to BetUS. Gunny, you want to let anybody know anything that you got coming up around the corner or anything?
Yeah. So you guys can catch me on Tuesday nights on the Hangout on my channel, New York Jets Situation Report. But yeah, as the season rolls out now, it's just going to be more and more content being pushed out. We got football to talk about again. You'll catch me again back here next Thursday. I'm officially back. We're officially back, right? Like we had our little summer vacation, but football season is here. So me and GreenBean are freaking clocking in and really to get back into it. So I'm pumped to be back, man. Looking forward to already chopping it up with you guys next week.
There you go. Clocking in. I like that. What are you saying, T? Jeremy. Well, am I supposed to say Jeremy? Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy,
man. Come on. All right, guys. Well, with that all said, that's going to wrap up the Thursday Thick of It. I'll tell you the episode 164 of Green Beans Jets Pod is out there now, but we will see you on Saturday night, approximately 6:30. I would say we'll start for the Jets versus the Carolina Panthers, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. I hope you will join us. We will see you then. Until then, have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, man.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.